Times I'll look up not just Jobs Wellington, but I'll look it up by location. So I'll go jobs 5 miles, 5 miles, 10 miles, nothing too far. The max I've done is 20. Sometimes
20.
Because it matters where 20 is. Because 20 could be by the church,
No, it's not.
or Regal.
No, that's not 20.
I mean, would you mind me getting a job at Regal?
Regal is cool, but 20 miles, that's like Boca.
Oh, I thought Regal was 20 miles. I thought Regal was 20 miles. Sorry.
That's why 20 miles is a no-go.
But yeah, nobody's hiring within 5
And
miles.
you have to remember,
I look up Wellington.
I need you to listen. When you're searching, you have to remember that we have to take you there, right? Let's say it's a 20-mile job, right?
Yeah.
I need you to pay attention. We need to take you there, which is 20 miles, right?
Yeah.
We need to come back home, as in whoever takes you there. That's another 20 miles. That's 40. Then when you get out of work, we gotta pick you up. That's another 20 miles. That's 60. And then we gotta bring you back home. That's 80 miles in one day. So whatever mileage you got going on, you have to multiply it by 4.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I'm just letting you know, baby. So don't forget tonight, let me know so that I can do your Walgreens.
Yes, and the medication. It's just that nobody hires within 5 miles. I look up Wellington Mall jobs as well. Nobody hires there as well, even though, you always see it. It's kind of funny because the people in the mall, they go, oh yeah, we have something on Indeed, we have something on those websites. I look it up on Google all the time, They typically do, but sometimes they don't. I saw one for the Hot Topic box lunch place, and I went in there trying to check on my application, and they go, we just keep that open for people. Just the company keeps that open just every day, like all day. We're not actually looking for people. But we may be looking for people seasonally, so I applied for seasonal. I'll apply for seasonal, but seasonal can be an opportunity to apply for a job for the entire season.
No.
I mean, what if they like me so much seasonally that they keep me that they keep me for the regular season? I know typically it's like people who work seasonally will eventually leave. They'll eventually get fired or something.
Yeah, but sometimes, like you said, they're looking to become permanent.
Yeah, they're looking to become permanent. So, yes. The issue with the JCPenney and the Macy's and those big corporation ones is that, well, yes, I can log into those and do those. The issue that becomes with that is that their hiring process is like a 20-step process.
That's not exactly true. In fact, I was telling Dad this Christmas season, right?
Yeah.
I was shopping at JCPenney and this tall black guy came in, and while I'm waiting at the register, right? At the end of the register, sometimes people stand there, and the girl asked him, may I help you? And he said, I'm looking for a job application. And she gave him the application. 2 days later or the next day, I went back to JCPenney, asked Dad, remember that I told you? I said, homeboy was already working there, name tag and all. And I was
Really?
like, holy smacks. Yeah.
I always apply online, and it's like a 20-step hiring process.
In fact,
they make you apply on Indeed, and then they have you transfer to the website, and then they have you fill out your information on the website.
Alright, stop right there. You know I know the lady that's the manager.
You do?
Remember?
Yes, the lady with the makeup.
Yes, the rainbow lady.
Yes.
Right? I could always ask her. I could always talk to
Oh,
her.
that would be great.
And ask her what's the process. You know, this is what it appears like.
Mm-hmm.
Is that realistic?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And she told me that she goes out of her way to hire people that are very, very, very nice. Because she likes to have a very cohesive team.
Mm-hmm.
So, I run into her all the time. I could just ask her.
That would be
And
nice.
everyone there seems very happy to be working there, which is important.
Could I go with you that day?
Yeah, I gotta go back anyways,
Okay.
right? Because I have to make a return.
Maybe, you know what? The perfect day would be Monday, right? Because I'd already be dressed up for my interview at Planet Fitness, right? And I'd already look presentable for that time.
Yes,
You know,
we
she
can
might
do that.
wanna interview me there and then.
We can do that on our way back, but I'm only gonna ask those that I know,
Okay.
okay?
Mhm.
And we'll be casual. Maybe we run into her, maybe we don't. Maybe she's not working that day.
Okay.
But I have a very good relationship, right, babe? Even with the cashiers, and they're your age.
Okay.
And they tell me they love working there. In fact, they wanted me to apply to work there because they like me so
Really?
much. Yeah, the girls were like, "Oh my god," because I told them I was retired.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Oh my god, maybe you could work here. Like that would be great." I'm good, thank you. You know, but still.
You'd actually be great working at JCPenney.
But you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
your comfort, your convenience,
Mm-hmm.
and the group of people that you work with matters.
Mm-hmm. Although I'm like very good at informational jobs, like the vitamin shop, the issue is when I want to get the second and third job and stuff like that, I want to make sure that I have one informational job and the rest are like very easygoing
Correct.
because I don't want to overload myself with the information.
There's nothing over there. You'll just, like, they learn how to do returns and retail. That retail is different. Ours is a small store.
Mia, what role are you applying for at Planet Fitness?
Greeter. So typically, I think what greeters do is, you know, like from what Mason says, because you know he's been to those gyms before. Those people just make sure that you scan your membership card, and they greet you at the door. You know, they also stock the drinks in the fridge as well. So kind of like the stuff that I'm doing at the vitamin shop already. But an added thing that they do is they clean the machines. I'm guessing.
What Planet Fitness is this? The one you was a member of?
No,
No.
I was never a member of Planet Fitness. You're thinking of Crunch Fitness.
Oh, okay.
This Planet Fitness is right by the church I used to go to. It's across the street from it.
It's over there by the post office by
Yeah.
441. But I asked her if she checked to see if there was anything at this Planet Fitness by Five Guys.
But that's the thing. Nobody really hires around here, you know. And that like it's crazy because, I don't think you know how many times I've applied to be a cashier or like a stocker at Whole Foods. I've applied to so many things at like so many places just to get hired, just to be even interviewed, just to get my thing just seen, my application just seen. Most times I don't even get anything back, and anything
He's the
back.
expert right there.
And I applied so many times to Whole Foods because Whole Foods is just right there. Every time it gets denied.
What do you mean denied?
They'll send me an email. I'm sorry, we decided to move on. You weren't a good fit. And it's like, yeah, every single time. And that's the crazy thing because I'll apply and the applying process is the same every single time. In fact, they actually take your information from the first time you applied and they reuse that information and they give you this quiz the first time you apply. And let's say in this
You
quiz.
tell me that it says that you're not a good fit.
Yeah,
You have to show me that.
I'll show you the email.
Yeah. I
Um,
have a hard time believing that that's what they say.
it'll say something like, "I'm sorry, we decided to move on. You were just not a good fit for the process. Like we just decided to move on. You know."
Is this through a particular person, or does it matter?
It's just the generalized email from the company, not anybody in particular.
No, I'm talking about, is this a specific company or?
Whole Foods.
Okay, well, Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the one that we pass by all the time going to work.
Yeah.
And you know, the quiz that they give you when you
Have you tried Publix?
Publix has not had an application on Indeed. Then again, I've never actually been to a Publix where I just ask about an application in person.
Or go to a Publix website?
I've never actually done that. You know what? I've never thought about that.
And Publix, let me tell you, Publix is well known for great benefits, for
Special needs?
special needs. They're very considerate, and they're highly respected employers. Like, they treat their people very well.
You know, Mia,
And a lot of young people work there.
I'll just say this, and I have to say this to you often, and I don't know why, but you forget that your dad is in human resources, that your dad has a degree in business, that your dad does this for a living. I'm just having to do the hiring for Palm Beach County School District, but I did it for the art. I did it for many years with different organizations. This conversation is something that you should have been talking to me about with some of your problems or some of the things that you're facing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can help all these other people find jobs, I get a little irritated that my own daughter is trying and not even coming to me for my opinions.
Okay.
It's kind of like that going to other people for advice about vitamins.
Yeah, great point. Great
And
point.
how would you feel if Dad goes to like, or he's like, no, I can figure this out by myself. I'll do this by, yes, kudos to him for taking that initiative, but he's got you right here. Why would he go to other people or other sources to try and get vitamins or sit there for hours on YouTube when he's got the expert right here?
Yeah. You could take a look at my resume, you know, see if we could build stuff out on that.
I think the proper response is, anything you could do to help me, Dad, I'd appreciate it. Instead of limiting him to,
No,
you could take a look at my resume.
I'm just saying, like, that's a starting point. Like, we can start there and then we can go from there.
Look, we can do the whole thing, right? From resume to interview practice to whatever.
Yeah.
But these type of things that I just talked to you about, as far as going to, you know, certain websites, not just relying on Indeed. These are kind of things that I could have been told you that may or may not have affected your frustration level at this point.
That is 100% correct, because when Dad and I grew up, we didn't grow up on Monster.com and Indeed. No, you would go to the actual location.
I need to get the paper.
You
Yeah.
get the old school way, like a ballot.
Yeah. That's
Paper, and then guess what? When you're there, you already got 25% of the interview done, because they're looking at you in person. They're hearing you in person. They're seeing you.
I really like Publix versus Whole Foods.
Absolutely.
Because again, they have a great history of supporting the community with special needs
Yes.
and a variety of special needs, you know what I'm saying?
And they work around, I'm sorry, baby, they work around your special needs. You know, they're not gonna be like nose up in the air like Whole Foods. Because they have so much experience with people with special needs at various levels,
Correct.
right? They will work with you. Sure, and they'll understand when you need to go to the hospital,
Yeah,
or when you're a little off on that day.
that's true. Yeah.
okay. you know, I guess I should be listening to you guys more about that. You know, I've just been told by so many people when I go to these places, especially like because you know I go to these places specifically at the mall, and I go to so many stores, and I go, are you hiring? Do you have an application? I see you're hiring. And they always tell me, go on the job websites. We don't have a paper application. So I go on the job websites. They're never hiring.
Right, baby, but you gotta understand that a lot of those places, they hire whoever, right? They're not a corporation like Publix, like a major, like JCPenney, you know, even Planet Fitness. You understand? But don't just take somebody's word for it. You know, at least you go in person, you find out, you talk to somebody. Don't just rely on this Indeed and Monsters because that's a whole monopoly in and of itself.
Okay.
Yeah, I always find it best to go to a particular organization's website directly and apply. And even if you don't get hired, what happens is they keep you in their queue. And then, because see, whenever they go through a Monsters or Indeed, they have to pay that organization
Correct.
some percentage for finding their candidate. And every organization wants to save money. So they'll look internally into who's applied, and if they can't find enough people, then they go outside. And so when you apply directly, you're putting yourself ahead actually of the Indeed people and the Monsters, because they have to pay that extra price for those referrals.
For that service.
Yeah.
You know, they pay to have the Monsters and the Indeed, right?
Yeah.
But if they could possibly find someone that was sitting there all along, right in their face, who came in personally,